And they're filing like reports against you and stuff. You're like, oh, I swear my USB disconnected. Oh, that's what everybody says. Oh my gosh. No, I could totally see that becoming a huge problem.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, Egg Eater. He said, what was it like going from Jay's quarter pound to Jay's 2 cents? Okay. I guess that's some European humor there.
I mean, I lost weight. It feels good. I can see my junk a little easier. I mean, I don't miss the toilet as often.
I know, right? God, big boy problems, right? Backwoods Badass said, hey, Jerry, do you have any advice for a CNC machine? I really want to find one in the $500 range. $500 is probably a little bit on the low side unless you want to build one yourself, which is totally possible. You can go look online. All you need is 60/40 extrusion, a couple of parts, the spindle motor, a controller board, which is usually an Arduino, and a power supply. And you can probably get all that stuff for under $500 if you want to build one yourself. I would look at some of the inventable stuff. Go check out the Carvey. It's the high end, or the X-Carve. The smaller X-Carves, I think, are around $900. And they're kind of similar to like the old Chipocos. Check them out. They're decent.
David,
you're not going to be cutting huge stuff with it, though.
David in chat says he's had that issue with USB 3.0, but 2.0 helps. If he's using the Fanatec, then I might have to try that. The only problem is the case I'm using, the Fractal Design Node 605, which is the one that kind of looks like a home theater receiver.
Yeah.
It only has USB 3.0 in the front.
You could probably just put a dongle though and route it underneath it, like glue it on there or something, so there is a port on the front underneath the lip.
Yeah, I might have to do that, but I guess I could.
I had the same problem with the Logitech webcams. Remember back when I was having all the Logitech webcam issues? I plugged into USB 2 because I have 2 right next to the 3s.
Yeah.
And that solved the problem. I don't get to deal with
it's almost like the backwards compatibility is.
Yeah, like and it seems like a lot of people complain about it, especially like with devices that draw a decent amount of power, which I thought USB 3 was like excelled at. I thought USB 3 was supposed to be a lot more power. I don't know what the deal is.
Maybe it's the power going through at the jack.
So if you have a USB 3 problem, try USB 2. Your problem might go away, unless you're doing stuff with data transfer, in which case you will be mad because your data transfer is going to slow down to a screeching halt. Let's see. Luke Alford said you love Herman Miller. Try the what is it? Therapod. Yeah, therapod.com.au. I've got one and love it. Here, I'm going to check this out. So this is supposed to be like. Okay, that's a pretty badass looking chair. I can get behind that.
Jad
looks like something out of Aliens.
Will you guys ever drive Ninja to each other's home or race each other? I would love for Jerry to get his car down here and get it on track. I don't know if that will ever happen though. That's a hell of a drive.
I think if I was gonna do something like that, it would be something that I would plan out, and I'd probably put the thing in a truck and just ship it down there. I don't think I would drive the whole. What's that? How many miles is that? It's 2,000 mile drive.
No. It's 1,000 PDX. So it's however long. It's 1,000 on top of however long it get.
Okay, so yeah, so a little. So probably like 1,200, maybe 1,160. That's not too bad. I might actually do that if I can get that. I gotta get the oil leak fixed though, because I don't want to be stopping every 600-800 miles to put a quart of oil in it. But yeah, no, I would absolutely love it.
I would all appreciate you not dripping oil on the track.
Yes. And the thing is I can tell you right now, just from driving in Jay's car and driving my own car, I've got the straight line speed. I do. My car, even though you technically have more horsepower, the torque in my car is like ridiculous. But in the corners, I couldn't touch Mizzy at all.
Dude,
that car grips like nothing I've ever been in.
Yeah, but Nick saw that they're that at least the newer Subies were okay. There was one who specifically tried to follow my line, and we ended up watching him spin out in the mirror and do a really nice dust flash, like dirt clouds. But yeah, no, he was putting down some pretty fast times and putting down some faster times than me overall. But when he tried following my line, he sure as hell couldn't hold it.
Was he on Slicks?
No, he's on DOTs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the only way I.
And he did it by oversteering, by the way.
He oversteered in a Subaru. He must have like some crazy suspension on that thing. It wasn't stock.
He had TE37s, but I don't know like what else suspension-wise. I didn't ask him. He staged in front of me because they staged us by time, and he was one car ahead of me, so he was slightly faster overall.
Because I've heard the STIs, one way you can get them to oversteer, because they're horrible understeers right off the showroom floor. They all are. Is the sway bars. You can put a really flimsy sway bar. I think is in the back.
You would want stiff in the back to get oversteer.
Okay, so you put the stiff one in the back, and then you put the soft one in the front, and then you can.
No, you would still use like full stiff front, but you need to stiffen up the rear to get the rear to rotate more.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Just put a stiffer one in the back, so there's a difference. Yeah, and I heard that done it, and then the other way to do it, which is the really getaway, and I did this once with a friend when we were out at Dirt Fish, just farting around, is just let air out of the tires. you let a little bit of air out of, I think it's not the back tires, the front tires. A little air out of the front tires, and then you overinflate the back tires a little bit, and that also induces.
You do when you went to the ridge, you did air down your tires, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen there's people that forget to do that, and then they start spinning out because they overinflate with heat.
Yeah, you heat them up and you get the bulge. Yep. No, the instructor there told me that I had to do that. And then the funny thing is I didn't have an air pump with me. I thought it was in my trunk, so I had to drive home like on underinflated tires. It wasn't a big deal. It just sucked. But yeah, no, there's no way we're gonna get through all these. I didn't think that like 5,000 people were gonna.
It's already 7:10 anyway.
Yeah, I apologize about that, but just to sum things up, Tech Talk has been amazing. We got a couple more ahead of us. Hopefully, you guys, if you want to see certain topics or you want us to talk about certain things about the past, present, future, whatever, let us know over on the Twitters. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I do have video coverage from last Sunday's track day as well as us prepping the car before that. I think I'm going to lump it all into one video. Unfortunately, while I'm driving, I have to rely on Nick to do all the video, and he does photography too. So there's not a lot of coverage from his perspective of the track, which makes it hard for me to really edit together. So I'm gonna see what I can do, see what I can salvage out of that video, and you guys.
I got to see your slide though. I got to see your slide. You make that thing break traction. I know what it takes to make that thing break traction. So that was wild.
That didn't take that much. So anyone who's gone through like professional driving instruction or whatever on pavement. Or any racing school, and this is probably very similar to for dirt as well. There's the string method, or the string theory, where not really theory actually. It's a string, whatever. It's a fucking string, okay? It's attached to the steering wheel and the gas pedal. And what that means is when you're pushing down the gas pedal, you have to be unwinding the steering wheel. When you're letting off the gas, you can wind the steering wheel. If you push down the steering wheel or the gas pedal while the steering wheel is wound, or you're winding the steering wheel, that will induce oversteer. What you saw in that turn was me going, trying to get on and pick up the throttle a little bit sooner on the exit so I could get better exit speed. Yep. But what you saw was me pick up the gas while the wheel was still turned all the way over to make that turn. So you saw the back end start to come around. But what you also saw was me just immediately go into a counter steer and take it like a little drift.
Gotcha.
So, which it was not intentional. It's just I realized the moment I touched the gas, the back end was like, whoop. I was like, oh, okay, so we'll just ride this one out. And you heard as the car went by on camera, I was still full throttle. I never lifted. So
yeah,
it
looked like when you went into it, it looked like you overcooked it, and you were just like, wee, but you just stepped on the gas and just broke traction in the back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, it still looked cool, and your recovery looked good. It didn't look all crazy. Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
I've got 3 angles. I've got 4 angles on that actually. I've got the cam angle that you saw with Nick holding the camera right there at the paddock. I've got the roof cam pointing down at the hood. I've got the mirror camera pointing back at me, like from the rearview mirror pointing at me. And I've got the DJI Osmo suction cup to the rear window pointing forward.
Dude, the Osmo footage is neat.
The way the car moves, but the Osmo doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like a little drone's like following you ultra close. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well let's wrap it up. I'm gonna go shoot my little robot arm back there. I'm gonna go shoot the video on that so you guys can see that hopefully tomorrow morning. And then I gotta start packing for PDX Land because the guy I'm taking with me is gonna be Darth Tigger, 501, and he likes to wake up at the crack of dawn. So we're gonna get headed down there.
He's a very up and at 'em kind of guy.
He is and he's Canadian, and those Canadian guys are just always like go 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 go, and they say A in a boat a lot. You know what I'm talking about, Rob.
Hey, it's a boot. It's a boot.
Yep, and hey guys, I will be live streaming down at the event, so I'm gonna be traveling kind of light. I'll probably bring a couple of Logitechs with me. I don't think I'm gonna bring my main cam. I haven't really decided yet, but we'll see when I pack up tonight. But yeah, no, I'm planning on live streaming on Twitch. The Twitch thing, people have been following that thing like crazy, and I haven't been doing streams on there, so I'm gonna consider tomorrow and the next day and everything. Those are gonna be the official streams to like really launch that channel, and then I'm gonna start streaming a couple times a week. So head on over to twitch.tv/Barnacles.
All right, with that said, I'm rolling an outro on this extra long.
TikTok, we're so awesome, and we might be sad. It's on hiatus after a couple shows, but it's okay because Jay knows Terry Crews and we love Terry Crews. So, yeah.
everybody, welcome to PC Perspective. I'm Ryan Shrout, and we are here today with a discussion about Zen processors, microarchitecture, and we're going to get pretty far down into the weeds here in terms of architectural discussion. So much so that I am not afraid to admit that I am the least qualified person on this panel of three that will be joining us to talk about it. First up, we have our very own Josh Walrath joining us.
I'm the second least qualified.
You are indeed the second least qualified person. Everybody knows Josh. And maybe new to some people for us is David Cantor. David, you are a, let's see, besides roving tech industry personality, industry consultant specializing in CPU design, performance, that type of thing.